Right, in this video I'm going to consider the initial conditions in Shetran. It's a thing I get quite a lot of questions about, so I thought I'd put a video together and document about it. So there's three ways of setting up the initial condition in Shetran. Firstly, you can give it the same depth below ground everywhere throughout the catchment. Second method is to specify a water table depth for each column, and third way is to specify a head every single cell in every column. I start off with the first method for most catchments, or almost all catchments, because it's the easiest and simple to set up. So you assume the same water depth for every single depth below ground for every single column. So if you consider this Kobresh catchment, you open the VSD file. You've got method 1 here, which is the method I've just explained, for saying the same water depth stable meters below ground for every column. And this 2.0, this is the actual depth below ground. So it's saying at the start of simulation, every single water column has water table depth 2 meters below ground. Below that it's saturated, above that it's unsaturated, and as you get nearer to the surface it becomes more and more unsaturated. The problem with this is it doesn't actually happen like that. The water will start flowing around the catchment, get closer to the ground in the valleys, further away from the ground on the ridges and at the edge of the catchment. To get round this, there's two ways of doing it. You can either have a run-in period, give it a year or so beforehand, and allow it to reach some sort of equilibrium, or you can use method 2 or 3, which I'll come to in a moment. So this is dead easy to run. You run like this and it'll be fine. Once you've got your run-in period, the data will be sensible. You want to use methods 2 or 3, it's a bit more complicated, and I'll show you how to do this. Delete this. At the end of a simulation, this VSI file here is produced. So if I open this up, you can see some data. You get phreatic surface table, phreatic surface levels, and also heads. Now these can be used to specify the initial conditions at the start of the next simulation. So if I produce a new file, go back and open that one again, I can copy this data, if you're looking at water tables for every column, into the new file. And if I save it as, need to go to the right place, documents, version 4 release, we go to standard version examples, Kobresh, which is the catchment time was on. If I call this input underscore cob underscore VSI. Okay, so we now have that file set up. If I change the VSD file, so now there's a 2 here, so it's looking at water tables for every column. That means that's what that 2 means. And the other thing I need to change is the run data file. I need to specify it somewhere here. So I'll just copy another file. I'll do this, put that there, call this BSI, save that, and then run the simulation. Run the simulation. Hopefully it'll work. So it is. So that is now running with the initial conditions from the end of the previous simulation. So that will produce different results, and I won't need this running period that I've just had. Third way of doing it is very, very similar, but instead of copying those water tables, you need to copy the heads in that BSI file and change the 2 to a 3 in the VSD file. I'll just show you how to do that. So if we go back to examples, progress. So to run use the heads, you need to this time you need to copy all this, which is a lot of it, and into this VSI file, and in the VSD file change this to 3, and the run data file is the same as before. So that's the end of this video. I hope you've understood how to set up the initial conditions in Shetran, and thank you for listening.